Well, my first thought is I'm obviously very excited by the challenge. It's not often you get an opportunity to take on a team that's at the top of the world and to take on a team that's successful. Most coaching positions, you're usually taking over a team that's been struggling either on or off the field, and you have to sort of rebuild it. So, yeah, I'm excited by the challenge, and it's a different one to what what I've normally gone into. I think the pressures of coaching are much the same when you're at the top level, but the expectations are different. And obviously, coming into this team, you're at number one, so how much higher can you go? So it's a question for me, hopefully, to maintain the team where it's at, to improve the team and to continue to make the team better. And that's as I say, it's going to be a challenge and a different one to what I'm used to. I'm a kind of fairly even keel kind of guy. I don't tend to get overexcited, if the team's going well, and I don't tend to, get over anxious if things aren't going well. I think I'm fairly, I keep things fairly level. I'm a great believer in trying to get the very best out of players and the very best out of teams. I want to continue to develop the type of football that the US team plays. Pia has done a fantastic job over the last 5 years in developing the football style of the game, and I want to continue to do that. I've got a philosophy of how I want to play. I don't have a particular formation, for example, but I have a philosophy of how I want to play football and the type of players that I like to have. I think in the modern game, you're looking at players who have got good technical skills, good understanding of playing the game, but also players who are mobile, comfortable in the ball, and game breakers. I think players that, as games get tighter now, and women's football has become a lot closer. The top 12, 14 countries in the world now are capable of beating each other on any given day. So those players that can make a difference, so whether they're players who can create goals, whether the players that can really dribble and cause havoc, or whether the players that can score goals, become much more valuable. So you're looking for those kind of players in your mix. Well, the first thing will be to work with the players that are already here and in the squad. The second thing will be to actually increase the competition within that squad, and that is to then increase the player pool and to get out and about and actually look at some of the up-and-coming players that haven't had opportunities in the national team as such, and then to assess them and see which ones that I think can actually become international players. And it's also, all been my philosophy to give players opportunities, to have a look at them and see how they go in the international arena. Coming into a new job, it's always in a new country. You don't know the team or the players probably as well as you would like, but that's normally the case when you go into a new position. I've had the good fortune of having coached a few of the players. I've seen quite a few of the players playing in the WUSA, and I've seen most of the players playing internationally. I think the key thing for me now is to actually get out in the football field and work with them, and get an idea on their abilities, and then also to start to actually to get to know the characters and to get to know the personalities. I look at the women's US national team, and they are unbelievable. They've got an unbelievable connection with the fans, with young girls. They're great role models. They encourage families to come along, and they have this connection to the community and to the supporters. And for me, that's vital, and that's very important to me, sort of personally, because I think sports people hold a particularly important role in society, and I think having that connection, with supporters and particularly with young girls is very important. I think it was a difficult decision on a personal and I suppose an emotional level, because I've got such close attachments to Australia and the Australian system, and a lot of the players have been there for a very long time, and staff as well. From a football perspective, it wasn't that difficult a decision, because this is probably a once in a lifetime opportunity. So the things that made me come here is the fact that I'm a professional coach, and I'm an ambitious coach. I want to be successful and to test myself and to challenge myself to go as far as I can in my coaching career. And this is an unbelievable challenge and a fantastic one. And so when you put that together and you look at the quality of players here, you look at the popularity of the game, you look at a team that's #1 in the world, when you look at all those aspects, the decision wasn't that difficult.